Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the unboxing and have a first look at the Xiaomi Mi4i. And this is a retail unit, not a review unit. And I was there at the global launch of this Mi4i. It was done in Delhi. I was invited, so I have this spec, so I'll talk about it. And they were highlighting some points about this device, so I'll talk about it and we'll have a look at it. And again, the Mi4i is sold in India via Flipkart, and I purchased this for 13,999. I'll have the link of Flipkart in the show notes, so if you're buying this device, please use my link. And regarding the SAR rating, it says that the SAR rating is 1.29. so yeah, it's okay, but not that low. It's on the higher side, I would say. And currently the Mi4i available is only with the 16 gig variant. I'll talk about the storage a bit later. Spoiler alert, it does not have a micro SD card, so the storage is what you get. And according to the press release, we have this Mi4i in various colors, but as of now, it's only available in this white color via Flipkart. So let's remove this. And this is the device itself, and this is not a screen guard, guys, so just remove this. And this is the device itself. The battery is also sealed inside. We'll come back to this a bit later. Let's quickly look at what else do we get in the box. And we have a pamphlet and a SIM ejector tool and some pamphlets. Let's look at this. It says Mi4i user guide, and just gives you a basic idea that you can add your SIM cards, and it's a dual SIM 4G. Both the SIMs are 4G, so that's good. And that's it. It's a pretty small manual, and here also it talks about the SAR values. And as you can see here, the SAR value for 1 gram is 1.29. So these are the SAR values. So let's keep these things to the side. We have the standard USB cable that we get. Yeah, nothing special. And the power brick. If I recall, they said that this power brick has quick charge. So let's look at the rating. And it says the output is 2 amps at 5 volts, but it does not specify anything at 9 volts because the Qualcomm Quick Charge 2 has support with 9 volts. So it'll be interesting to see. So I'll definitely check if it supports quick charging or not. So this is the Mi4i itself, and let's take out this again, gives IMI info, etc. And it weighs at 130 grams. It sports a 5-inch screen, but it's a 1080p screen. And the battery, as I told you, is sealed inside, but the capacity of the battery is pretty big. It sports a 3120 milliamp hour battery. And regarding the camera, it's a 13 megapixel camera with the dual LED flash. We also have a secondary microphone. And on the top, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack. The volume rockers looks like metal. The power button at the bottom, and we have the micro USB slot and the main microphone over here, and we have the SIM tray, and it supports dual SIM, and both the SIMs are 4G. Regarding the front facing camera, it's a 5 megapixel shooter, but the good thing is that it has a f1.8 lens. Hence, in even low lighting, it should perform actually pretty good. In fact, I would say it's even better in terms of specs compared to the Galaxy S6 Edge that has a f1.9 lens for the front facing camera. So I'll definitely be testing the front facing camera when I do the review. And this is the first boot, so it might take some time. So I'll continue when it's done. And moving down, we have 3 touch type capacitive buttons that just booted. And let's quickly just set this up. And the good thing is that it comes with Android L out of the box, but again it has Mi4i 6, so it will not look like Android L. So let's quickly just set this up, and now we can select the keyboard. I will just go with the Google keyboard. And let's just set up. And the good thing is that it supports Wi-Fi even at the 5 GHz band. And at their press release, they said that it even supports Wi-Fi AC. So that's pretty good. Yes, it does support Wi-Fi AC. So I'll just quickly set up my Wi-Fi network, and I'll be back. And we can add a Google account. We won't do that as of now. We can also sign into your Mi account if you have that. I don't want to do that. Let's skip that. And we should be almost done. It says location, yes, that's okay, and we are ready. Okay, let's do that. So it is done, and it took quite a bit of time, I would say. Let's adjust the brightness. It looks pretty dull. It's on auto. I'll just remove it. And yeah, it's pretty bright, I would say. And again, it runs the Mi4i 6, so it won't look like Android Lollipop. And we already have a software update, so that's interesting. Let's look at the settings, and let's go to about the device. And as you can see, it's running on the Android version 5.0.2, and it has 2 gigs of RAM. It says that it has an octa-core processor. The processor is a Snapdragon 615. I'll talk about the specs later on, but the biggest gripe that I have with this device is the storage. We don't have any micro SD card on this device, so the storage is what you get, and they are selling just the 16 gig version as of now. So let's look how much space do we actually get out of that 16 gigs. And as you can see, we just get 10.9 gigabytes. So I feel that's a little bit on the lower side, considering the fact that we don't have any micro SD card. So that might be a deal breaker for many people, because we just have about 11 gigs of space available on this device. Fortunately, it does support USB OTG, so you can use that. Let's test it out. They said that in the press event that it does support USB OTG, so let's just test it out. So I've added a USB OTG drive. Let's see if the file manager detects it, and let's go to videos. Yes, it detected this. For example, this actually video was on my thumb drive. So USB OTG works. Let's test the speaker also. Let's maximize it. Looks okay, not that loud, but yeah, now the speaker sounds okay. So the good thing is USB OTG works, as you can see. And now let's talk about what's powering this device. This device is powered by the Snapdragon 615 chipset, which is an octa-core processor based on the ARM Cortex A53 architecture. It's 64-bit enabled, but the first 4 cores are clocked at 1.7 GHz, and the lower power cores are clocked at 1.1 GHz. It has 2 gigs of RAM. The GPU is the Adreno 405. And regarding the rear-facing camera, it's a 13 megapixel rear-facing camera with dual LED flash. The front-facing camera is a 5 megapixel shooter, and the battery is 3120 milliamp hour battery, but it is not user replaceable. Regarding the depth, according to specs, it is 7.8 mm and weighs 130 grams. And again, let's quickly now, as we are connected, let's fire up the Chrome web browser. There was that lag. Okay, so you can press this for multitasking. Yes, you can hit this to clear everything, and as you can see, if you clear everything, you get about 1 gig of RAM free out of that 2 gigs of RAM. So let's fire up the Chrome web browser, and again, we are using the Google keyboard. We can set up different keyboards also. Let's try Rediff. Oops, yeah, it's going to Google. Let's try rediff.com. That loads pretty fast. Regarding the screen quality, I would say initial impressions, it looks actually pretty good. Whites actually look white, and the viewing angles are also nice. They were talking a lot about sunlight display also on this device. In outdoor condition, in direct sunlight, they said that it should be easily visible. For example, let's try that and see if it works. They said, I think so, we have to keep it on auto brightness for that to work. So let's fire up the auto brightness sensor, and if a bright light falls, for example sunlight or something, it should brighten up stuff, it seems. Yes, it is brightening up. I don't know if the camera is able to capture it, but definitely I will try to test this out in direct sunlight and let you guys know how it performs. They did talk a lot about that feature. They said that it's a sunlight display or something like that. But let's try this web page. Again, as you can see, it loaded it actually pretty fast. Pinch to zoom is fairly responsive. Again, it's on the auto brightness. So let me just remove from that auto brightness. Let's go back. And as you can see, pinch to zoom is smooth. Now let's also quickly look at the camera on this device. It has a 13 megapixel camera. So let's quickly look at it. Let's take a few snaps. And they say it has a Samsung slash Sony sensor. And we have this to adjust the exposure. I just like this. It gives a lot more control, I would say. I like that feature. So let's take one more snap. And let's look at these now. I don't want internet connection. What's wrong with you? Okay. So this is the snap we took. This did not come that good, but maybe my hands were shaking. Let's look at the other pictures. This came actually very sharp. As you can see, has a lot of detail in it. So I will be testing, and this I didn't adjust the exposure. I feel this is overexposed, but here I could manually adjust the exposure, and this photograph looks a lot better. So I will be testing the camera a lot more. So that's it for now for this very quick unboxing and first look at this Xiaomi Mi 4i. If you have any specific questions around this device, do post them in the YouTube comments and I'll try to include them in my review. And yes, I will be posting different videos regarding its gaming performance and also camera performance. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.